Welcome everybody to episode 220 of the effing title. This isn't really how I wanted this one to go. As you guys can see here from the shocked look on my co-host's face from a picture that I have that I saved from a long time ago. He's not here today. We recorded this episode and I forgot to unmute. So the entire thing was muted. So with that being said, this is going to be almost a re-recording, re-show. The only difference is I could not get my good co-host back for today. So it's just going to be me. So it's going to be a lot quicker. It's going to be less things. But I'm going to update everybody on kind of the future of the effing title for this year. Right? Because now we're back into the full swing of going back to doing the normal podcast. So, as you guys can see, if you guys visually are watching this, you'll be able to see that we have a brand new layout. Whole new setup. This is how it's going to look from now on, baby. Other than a couple things. We got a couple surprise things coming down the line for you guys. Yep. Me and DeNutte have been talking, and we're updating some stuff. We're changing some stuff around. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We are going to constrict what we talk about a little bit more. So each episode won't have like 5 or 7 or 8 things we talk about. Each episode will be more focused on heavily on one major thing, right? And if you guys are watching at home and visually seeing this, you'll notice there's a giant Xbox symbol in the middle of the screen. That is because today's episode was going to be about the Xbox announcement from last week. Xbox made a huge announcement from last week, and we decided to talk about it. So there's that. So I think what I'll do to start this off is I'll give you guys a little ideas of some of the stuff. So we're going to be talking about different things. Still going to be game-related, video game, card-related, and it's also going to be movie-related, right? Just kind of whatever we feel like we want to talk about that week. We'll still do our reviews on certain things when we want to watch them and when we want to do reviews on stuff. Otherwise, it's just us giving us our opinions on stuff. And, we're going to be going from there. We will be doing something kind of new with involving cards and card games. I don't want to spoil too much of that for you guys. But I am very excited. Let's put it like that. I'm very excited for this. And we early conversations and talks of what it will look like. But with that being said, though, I would say I think it's time to get into kind of the meat and potatoes of things, because I do have a little surprise thing that I might do here at one point. So, Xbox made a major announcement last week. It was a quote-unquote podcast that was more of a public service announcement for Xbox and like just kind of a statement thing. He did a actual video online. That's the one that DeNutte watched. DeNutte gave his opinions on the video. I just read through the tweets and everything and all the different information online. And with that being said, I can go bam. And if you guys are visually watching this, I just put up the tweets on the top corner. And if you aren't, then I will now begin to start reading all the tweets and everything. We'll start going through all this. So, Xbox is keeping our promise to bring more games to more players around the world. With an incredible year of major releases like Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, which is a game I'm very excited about. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is a game that DeNutte is very excited about. Avowed, another one he's excited about. Ara, History Untold, Towerborn, and more. 2024 is going to be great for Xbox players around the world, and we cannot wait to see you in June for the Xbox Showcase. So with this, there was a lot of rumors that Xbox is getting out of the console business. Xbox is getting out of doing major games now. We're going to start being a third-party vendor and just giving our games to everybody and going down that path and that rabbit hole, right? Xbox is done. Xbox is dead. Like, all this stuff, right? Which then leads us into the next major part of the tweet, which is the biggest part of the entire announcement, in my opinion. Today, we are continuing our commitment to expanding the communities we reach. we are in the process of bringing four Xbox games to other platforms. These are games which have been available to Xbox players for at least a year, including hidden gems that deserve to be experienced more widely, and live service games whose communities will benefit from welcoming even more players. We'll share more details on these titles soon. So as always with all this stuff, right, as soon as these sort of information things come out, everybody starts speculating, everyone starts giving their opinions on everything. And that's what we did. We kind of gave our opinions on what games we think would be on there, what games we think wouldn't be on there, what games we think makes the most sense, right? And we kind of went through it like that. So 4 games. It's only 4. It's only 4 games. This is coming to, I'm assuming, because it says 2 other platforms. So I'm assuming that they're talking about Steam, they're talking about Nintendo, they're talking about PlayStation. The big one is the PlayStation aspect of it, okay? So 4 major games. We talked through it, giving our opinions and ideas. This is what we kind of thought. If they're doing 4 games, and it says including hidden gems that deserve to be experienced more widely, and then live service games, let's go 2 of each, right? Make it nice and easy, 2 of each. 2 live service games, 2 games that are like indie hidden gems, like that sort of thing. So the major thing they said is it wouldn't be Starfield, and it wouldn't be Indiana Jones. Apparently, that is what they said in the video. That's what DeNutte was telling me. So with that being said, and that major thing, this is what I think. For the 2 hidden gems, okay, I immediately went to Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush kind of took over for a little bit when it first came out. Massive game. I watched one of my buddies, give him a shout out right now, Haunted the Vagabond. Watched him play it. Very good game. Very exciting. Cool mechanics. Seems like a good 1, maybe 2 playthrough sort of thing. So it's a hidden gem, very fun to play, but it didn't seem like it had a whole lot of replayability. And I think that's the biggest issue with it. So I think that'd be a good one to put over onto PlayStation. Allows people to play a big hit game. It's a boom, play it, okay, awesome sort of experience. The next one is Ori, the Ori games, which is the little almost like an owl homie, right? Kind of, this is one that DeNutte was talking more about. It was a big hit on Xbox. It's been in and out of Game Pass for years. It's been here for years. There's like cross promotion with Sea of Thieves. It was a big thing with Xbox, right? The Ori games. I think it was Ori and the Blind Forest, and then I forgot what the other game is. But they were massive titles though, and it's just yet again, it's another one of those ones where it's like. It's a Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Those are the 2 games. They're Xbox titles, right? So PlayStation has never played them. They're hidden gems. They're beloved by a lot of people. It makes the most sense that something like that would be on that. That would be something that they put over, right? The question is, which one would you do? Because my reading of this is we're bringing 4 games. Not 4 titles, right? Not 4 franchises, but 4 games. So those are the 2 kind of indie games that we thought of, indie hidden gem sort of games. So then we get to the live service part, right? And this is kind of where things kind of take off. So originally we were like, okay, what about Gears of War? I think Gears of War would be cool, but at the same point, what would you do? Would you try to put the remaster of Gears 1 on there? Would you put Gears 5 on there, which has kind of been very silent for a little while now, right? There is no, like, Master Chief Collection with Gears of War. So, like, and even that, I wouldn't consider that a single game. It says 4 games. That's multiple games in one package, right? That's why I don't think the Master Chief Collection is going on there, which is one that we did bring up. Which then leads us into, I think Halo Infinite could be one. More specifically, the multiplayer side of Halo Infinite. I still think you could do Halo Infinite and the multiplayer. My issue with doing Halo Infinite and the multiplayer is the fact of Halo Infinite has its own story. It's the culmination of years, right? It's after everything else. So PlayStation players, or people who have never played the Halo games, will be coming into this with a little bit of confusion of what's going on. Who are these people? What's going on? Why do I care so much about all this stuff? Which is why I think that the multiplayer aspect of it, though, would be the most beneficial. It benefits both sides. Both communities get a huge increase in player base, right? The game is doing better. Apparently this season is a down season because of the battle pass and the store. But outside of that, though, I've been hearing good things about the actual game. So I think that would be a good one, and I think it would benefit both sides, especially with the whole whose communities will benefit from welcoming even more players. That aspect of it, that wording, I think is massive. Which then brings me to my final one, which I think is the no-brainer, right? I think this is the no-brainer. Sea of Thieves. I feel like you gotta have Sea of Thieves as the main tentpole one that you put over onto everything else. Sea of Thieves, and arguably, is the biggest game that Xbox has. I would say. I don't know the numbers. I don't know any of that stuff. But I would argue that Sea of Thieves is the biggest game for Xbox. And it doesn't hurt anyone by putting it on everything. It doesn't hurt anyone. If anything, it just makes everything better. You put it on everything. Sea of Thieves starts getting more money from Rare, the developers. They start getting more money. They can put that money back into the game, make the game better, make the game bigger, and then it's the thing, right? I think that is the no-brainer live service game. Community would boom from that, and it would just be, I think it would bring in a whole mess of people, right? We've just had the debacle with Skull and Bones, the first quadruple A title. Can't believe they actually said that. But that's the big one that we both agreed on. Was the not Skull and Bones. Sea of Thieves most likely has to be the big hitter. I genuinely think this is, and actually, I'll get to that at the end. So that's the 4 games though that we think that we both agreed on is Halo Infinite multiplayer, Sea of Thieves, one of the Ori games, and Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was more of a mine than DeNutte's. I forgot which is the one that DeNutte said, but that was one of the big ones. I think he said Quantum Break may have been one of the ones that he was thinking. So. But then they continue on, because of course we're not done yet, right? This was a big announcement. It was like a 30-minute video. As we begin to fulfill our promise to offer Activision Blizzard games with Game Pass, we're happy to share Diablo 4 will be available with Game Pass on console and PC on March 28th. Game Pass will continue to be available on Xbox platforms and will have all first-party games playable on day one. Reiterating, we're not going anywhere, which I think was a much needed thing with how all communities, or like how all creators, I'll say all, me and DeNutte didn't do it because we knew it wasn't going to be this catastrophic and apocalyptic. A lot of creators online, this is it, this is over, everything's done, they're out of here, so now we're going to be all third party, they don't care about doing any of this stuff anymore. No, shut up. They're reiterating we're not going anywhere. Game Pass is staying around. We're putting these games on Game Pass. Day one exclusives. When this first party playable day one, like Hellblade 2, Senua Saga, is day one. I already have it pre-installed on my Xbox Series X. Like, it's already installed, ready to play when it comes out. But this is interesting though. The Diablo 4 is the first big one that they're putting onto Game Pass. One of the ones that I said. During the first recording of this was that I would love, as a Game Pass owner, I mainly play all my Game Pass games on my Xbox. Can play them on my PC if I want to, but I mainly play on Xbox because that's just where my friends are, and that's where we play. I would love to see WoW. I would pay an extra $5 a month onto my Game Pass subscription right now to play. We had to play World of Warcraft. I've never played World of Warcraft, but I would do it. I'd pay an extra $5 to play World of Warcraft. And there has been apparently rumors of a console port of WoW coming out. So like I said, I would be all down for it. I think it'd be kind of fun to see and to play. I've never played WoW. I've had some friends who have played WoW. I've watched them play WoW. And overall, I think it would be a fun experience to actually just kind of know what's up with WoW. But this is the beginning of the big merger happened. The games are now on here. Now this is the big beginning of it. Reiterating yet again, right? Boom, we're not going anywhere. Xbox hardware will also continue to be a flagship experience for players and for game developers to launch games on with a robust and innovative multi-year hardware roadmap, including more console and controller options for you this holiday. So, like I said, they're reiterating, they're doubling down. Boom, we're not going anywhere. Okay, we're still doing our thing. We're still Xbox. We're still going to release consoles. That's what this says. There's been the rumor of the handheld, kind of like a Switch. That will be very interesting to see if that is a thing that happens down the line. Including more console and controller options for you this holiday. They always are talking about upgrading systems, right? There's the Xbox Series S, which has been being re-released, added stuff to, just releasing it more. Hey, this is the Series X with all this other stuff. DeNutte was talking about how apparently they're looking at new controllers with the haptic triggers, kind of like what PlayStation has, that we could be getting. So they're always trying to upgrade. They're always trying to make things better, right? And that's what this is saying, that they're going to continue doing this, right? It's not like they're going anywhere. They're staying around. Xbox will continue to be a platform where you will play the biggest games. A platform that is dedicated to you with features like backwards compatibility, cross-save, cross-play, and robust cloud features. So just reiterating, this is what we're doing. Right, this was a lot of, towards the end of this, it's a lot of reiterating. The big things were right off, they knocked the big things right off rip, but then there's just a lot of reiterating that we're not going anywhere, we're still going to do what we do, right? This all means that the biggest games in the world will be available on Xbox with continued Game Pass day one releases, a multi-year hardware roadmap, and a commitment to player-first platform. We are here to help game creators reach the largest audience possible. The biggest games are bigger than any one platform, which I think is a really nice way of adding it to the end of that. Is the biggest games are larger than any one platform. I like the way they worded that. I think this was great news from Phil and the team, right? So moving forward, what do we expect from the future of Xbox? That was kind of the big one that we kind of talked about, was like, what do we expect? This was a big announcement, and it makes sense. They've also been saying, like, every screen, they see every screen as an Xbox screen, right? And it's kind of cool. I've been saying, and this was something that we talked about a little bit in the original recording. I'm fed up and over the whole console war. I'll say it. I'm over it. I owned a Game Boy Color, a N64, a GameCube, a PlayStation 2, a 360, an Xbox One, Xbox One Series X. I have owned every console. I've also owned a PlayStation 3 for a little bit in between periods. But I've owned every console. I like Xbox because my friends are on Xbox and the controller fits better in my hands. That's literally it. There's no, I like Xbox because Xbox has Gears of War. And fuck PlayStation. There's none of that. I know there are people out there that are like that, but that's not the way that I see it. My friends are on Xbox. I had an Xbox when I was in college. Most of my playing days have been on this Xbox, or on Xbox, right? I like the way the controller fits in my hands. And most of the titles that I play anyway are cross-play. So it's not like it's a situation of like, oh, I'm only playing games that are on Xbox. No. It's just when I was in high school, college, going up, I went Xbox. That was it. Just stayed that way. I mean, I'm currently recording on a PC as well, so it's like, I'm kind of tired of the console war, tired of it, and I think that this could be the beginning of a healing process where there is no more war, because the war really was back in the day, and everybody here probably remembers it if you're old enough, which was PlayStation 2, 360. PlayStation 3, 360, that era. That was the war. That was when the war began. That's when the war happened. That was the war. Outside of that, it's all bullshit. If people want to play The Last of Us, play The Last of Us. If people want to play Halo, play Halo. Like, I don't see any need for the war anymore, to be honest. This is just me, Right now, you're seeing a massive boom in Helldivers, and most of TikTok, all I see on TikTok daily right now from Helldivers 2 is we need reinforcements, and then it's people being like, Xbox is waiting, we're waiting to get it so we can come help, like that sort of thing. And it's just one of those things. I feel like it would just genuinely just help the industry. Make it be one of those things where, like, look, I'm going to give you, let's say DeNutte right now, right? And he's shocked that I'm doing this, right? I'm going to give him, let's say Gears 5. Here's Gears 5. You can rent Gears 5. Here's the price that I have. Boom. Here's the price. Now, on top of that, when you sell this, you get 80% of that revenue. I get 20% of that revenue because I'm renting you it. So there we go. But in return, I get something back. We do the same thing in return. The other way around. It's like I get, let's say, Spider-Man. All right, let's go Spider-Man. I want Spider-Man on Xbox. The main one I want is a God of War. But, like I said, God of War. I want God of War on Xbox. So I pay, boom, 80% of whatever number. I pay whatever number it is that they want for us to rent the opportunity to make a Xbox port of God of War. Cool, I have that. Dope. Now we're selling it for whatever the price that they normally would sell it at. Boom, there's the price. Okay? Whatever the price is, 80% of that comes to us at Xbox. 20% goes back to them because we're renting the name from them. And they're still making money off of it. Or 30%, or 40%. Whatever you want to do for the numbers, right? Whatever it is just to make it be one of those things. It can still be a PlayStation exclusive. Make it be a PlayStation exclusive for 2 years. Have a time limit on it. Make it be a year. Make it be 2 years. Make it be 3 years. Whatever. Something like that. Because at this point, in this day and age, let's be honest here. God of War and The Last of Us are on PC now. Halo and Gears of War are on PC now. PC can literally do whatever they want. If you get a PC, you can basically play any of these games now. And that's just the way it is. It doesn't hurt the industry. If anything, it probably would help the industry. Right? And that's my thought process on it anyway. Like I said, I'm just over the war. I'm over all the bullshit. I just want people to have fun playing games. Honestly, that's the biggest thing right now. Is I just want people to have fun playing games. I play Disney Speedstorm daily, an hour of Disney Speedstorm. Why? Because it's fun and I enjoy it. It's Mario Kart, but it's free because I can't play Mario Kart on Xbox. Same reason why I liked playing Power World. I still do like playing Power World, but it's not as much as it was originally. I like playing Power World. Why? Because it's survival Pokemon. And I can't have Pokemon on Xbox. So I have Power World instead. Like, it's one of those things. Like, instead of having that, why can't I just play Pokemon on an Xbox? I don't know. That's my thought process anyway. That was one of the things we talked about. But yeah, that's kind of, that was the announcement. I think it was a solid announcement. It's just, this is the future of Xbox. This is what we're doing. I think it's a smart decision. I think it's a smart way of looking at the business right now. There is a new, if I remember correctly, there's a new CEO at Sony, which I'm going to quickly look on my phone real quick, that is also kind of in the same boat as this. Kind of the same thing where it's like, hey, yes, there is. There's a new CEO. Kenichi Yoshida is the new CEO, it looks like. If I remember correctly. I think he's the new CEO. But basically, he's kind of said the same thing. Right here. Sony CEO says PlayStation gaming future will be on PC, mobile, and cloud. Right? This is the new CEO, if I remember correctly. Could be wrong about this. Oh, that's from 2024. Yeah. People will play one game at a time. So, all you can eat type of mini games may not be so valuable compared to the video streaming services. So we'll have a kind and balanced or hybrid service of PlayStation Network, a subscription as well as a pay per content. Healthy competition is necessary for the game industry to grow, and at Sony we believe it is important to provide gamers with different options to play, he said. So we'll continue our efforts to achieve this. Yeah. As like I said, it's one of those things. I don't know. I think healthy competition is good, but I also think coming together as for the betterment of gaming could be good too. It's one of those things, right? Because it's one of those. If they both make consoles, I'm not gonna go out and buy a PlayStation console anytime soon. Buying Xbox. That's what I've had, right? It's what I've had. I'm gonna play all these games on Xbox. But I'm telling you this right now. I'm saying this, and I have friends that I know would say this too. If Xbox randomly got Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok. And I'm going to throw this one out there because this is an old school one, an old school franchise that I would personally like to play. Killzone. If those got added to Xbox, I'm buying them. I'm buying them. I'm buying them and playing them if there's an Xbox port. And I'm fine with the money going to Sony. So yeah. That's my thoughts. DeNutte kind of had a little bit of similar thoughts, a little bit different thoughts as well at the end there. Maybe we'll be able to hit on it a little bit at the beginning of next week's podcast. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to do this real quick. Like I said, I couldn't get DeNutte today. Unfortunately, it is okay. Hopefully he's doing all right. But yeah, we're back. We're back, baby. So what I'm going to do is this. This is what I'm going to do. Kind of a quick, I kind of speed run through what we were saying in the other one, okay? For shits and giggles, okay? For shits and giggles, I'm going to put this. This is going to be a longer episode, like a very long episode. I'm going to put this before the audio that was muted one. So in the audio that was, in the original one that we recorded, I was muted the entire time. I forgot to unmute myself. However, DeNutte though was unmuted. You could hear DeNutte. You couldn't hear me. I was muted. So with that being said, like I said, what you will see next is I'm going to do the full video. We'll do the full video. Screw it. You guys will get to see the full video of us talking about the Xbox announcement, but you'll only be able to hear DeNutte. So you'll still get this one side of it, and you might be able to hear what and you'll probably get a good idea of what I'm saying now after watching this episode, right? This part of it. So, if you want, check that out. If not, thank you all for stopping by and hanging out today. We appreciate it as always. Like I said, my big thing this week is that I just kind of want to see unity of gaming, and I just want people to play what they want to play. I want them to have. I want people to start having fun with games again. Right? Enough of this, like, oh, you played that game? Oh, just play what you want to play, bro. Play what you want to play, and if anyone has anything to say about it, fuck them. How about that? So, but here's the big thing. Here's the big thing, though, that I did bring up last time when with the DeNutte. Okay, PlayStation players. This is the big one. PlayStation players. What game would you like to see on Xbox, and what Xbox games would you like to have on PlayStation? And then also flipping that around to the other side of it, Xbox players. What game would you be okay with sending over to PlayStation that you would think that they would enjoy to play? And what game would you want from PlayStation? Right? So for me personally, I would love to send them Sea of Thieves. I think that would be a great thing for them to experience Sea of Thieves. I played Sea of Thieves for a little bit with my friend Julie. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And I think that'd be a great game for the community, and I think it would help the community as a whole. And a game I would like I said, I'd love to have the Killzone franchise. I think Killzone franchise would be kind of cool to have. But also, I want us to play God of War. Those are my two. So, let me know down in the comments down below, though, right? And as always, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully you all enjoy this this awkwardness that you're about to see, because yeah, it should be fun. It should be funny, a funny watch. So here you go.
Tutu. It's nice. Shiny. Well, neon. And I am DeNutte. Until football. Sports. I'm great. Nice little I gotta say it's like the off season. Like if anyone's familiar with like Pardon My Take, you know, like a big sports podcast, it's always like see during the seasons when he does his main business and he comes back and we talk about nothing. They played Dungeons and Dragons again last week. Pardon my take. So they do that like a couple times a year now. Yeah, they get like a full campaign going, which actually it's like interesting to see in that kind of world. That's a good way to start. Oh, I didn't see that. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Okay. Yeah. Your lighting's even different. You're very webcam. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. You're also like way wider than you used to be. Not you. The the yeah. This is like a little bit different. You're getting like you're definitely you've gone from 4 by 3 to 16 by 9, you know? There we go. Yeah. Elgato's got like a really nice like environment for like their not environment, but they got like really nice software. And the stuff's yeah. I have the lights. That's what my lights are. I love them. No free shout outs. More of a format. Xbox. Oh, and if you're listening, there's a giant Xbox symbol on in the middle of our screen. I just watched The Iron Claw the other night. I only saw that. Um, real snub. Got snubbed for sure. Zac Efron was amazing. I cried. Um, and yeah, true story. Uh huh. Yeah, that and I looked into it after. It's about four brothers, and it didn't. And there was the fifth brother that they were like, this was too sad of a thing. We couldn't add another sad thing to it. Yeah, yeah. Von Erichs. Yeah, Hall of Fame 2009. Von Erichs. So, um, Ric Flair is in that. Well, not Ric Flair, but the final match in it is a Ric Flair match. So, as a yeah. Woo! No, no, I didn't. I don't know if they had any of the people in the movie, but spoiler, there's only one Von Erich left. So, and I don't know if he was in the movie. Okay. Zac Efron, like unrecognizable in this movie. That's like all I gotta say. I mean, his face is fucked up, but I think he since has gotten his face more fixed. to make him look like more like not a creature, but still a handsome guy. But his body, like his the amount of steroids and work that guy did. Yeah, I mean Baywatch, he was like that was like peak Efron, but he's like boxy. He's like wrestler from the '80s, big, skinny legs though. Yeah, yeah. I kept laughing because Jeremy Allen Green of the Bear, very big in it, but they kept making him wear sweatpants because he's got little stick legs. They're like little, you know. It's funny because it's like everywhere else got big on him besides his legs. It's still big though. So there's gonna be a lot of that. Yeah. So we should get right back into it. Xbox, dude. A lot of stuff going on with Xbox lately. So yeah, I know. Like so, like a buddy I work out with, he's a big PlayStation fan. We play all PC together. DJ Rumham, we played Overwatch with him the other night. He was going off. He's like, so they're canceling it. They're not making consoles anymore. I'm like, that's just rumor, and it's just a bunch of nerds talking about it online, like us. And I'm like, he's like, no, it's happening. And I'm like, I mean, they've straight out and come and said that like that's not happening. And like from what we're seeing now, especially so big podcast, I should say, it was more of a presentation, like 23-minute press. I don't know why they call it a podcast. Um, but they specifically said that the hardware, they're doing the opposite. They're going to release newer hardware. So whatever that means, yeah, yeah. Which like everyone is excited for, whether you're into Xbox or not. I'm actually excited for Avowed. Yeah, yeah. Now the presentation, it definitely is a setup because like the one woman asked Phil Spencer was like, "Is it going to be Starfield and is it going to be Indiana Jones?" And he was like, "No, it will not be those two games." Yeah, yeah. So there's been a lot of talks about them bringing the Master Chief Collection, which I think would be good because it can get opens all like PlayStation players who've maybe never played an Xbox game. You can play Halo 1 to 4. You can play all those campaigns. You can play all those multiplayers. Um, yeah, yeah. I would. I think the Infinite would be a way better move because it's the current. Because I'm still playing Infinite. Infinite's in a really good spot right now. It, yeah. Yep. Yep. Mhm. the big thing, well, everyone's kind of upset with the current season. Um, that's because of the battle pass. They were like, we didn't have enough time to work on an actual battle pass, so they released this like mini battle pass that is Halo Wars armor. It's a Halo Wars game pass, but it's only 20 levels instead of the normal 100. And then they're like, we don't have enough time to work on stuff. But then in the store is the biggest it's ever been. Where it's like you could have released all this stuff in the battle pass instead of releasing it on the store. So people are kind of pissed about that. But otherwise, it's like really good this season. But and if they make it like PC and Xbox, it's a free to play multiplayer. So that's like automatic big boost in people. My next game that I think it's gonna be Sea of Thieves. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Um, Sea of Thieves because there's uh I would say, yeah, player base, it's definitely still Sea of Thieves, which is kind of sad to say because Sea of Thieves has been out forever. I gotta turn it. Um, and that's another free to play. Actually, that's not free to play. I take that back. Yeah, yeah, that's an actual Game Pass game, whereas like Halo is a free to play. Um, the camp, yeah, but they would have to make that because I know like PlayStation players over like, oh, what do you got Sea of Thieves? But like like you look at Skull Bones that just came out and that huge like debacle that it has been and everyone and like people are like mass returning it. The quadruple A game, you see all that they're doing, yeah. So like, and it's like there's no land combat; it's all ship combat. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, yeah, that's yeah. It's a lot of people's favorite Assassin's Creed. That's for sure. Yeah, and that you could do all that stuff on that game. That was a 360, no, Xbox One launch title? Was it 360? Okay. Mm, okay. Sorry, I've had this cough since Christmas and then we'll go away. Um, yes, that's right. Yeah. Unity was actually underrated, I think. Syndicate, I think, is the most underrated out of all of them. Syndicate's a ton of fun. Yeah. Is that the newest one? The one that they kinda went back to the old roots of it? Yeah, I haven't seen anything for it. It's like they're too big. Yeah. The old games, the like, Odyssey and, you just said it, Valhalla, I have it. Um, they're just too big. There's too much stuff to do. I don't either. I know they killed your family, so you're just trying to get revenge, but that's like the any Assassin's Creed game, but Yeah. If you could play that game co-op, that would be awesome. I'm thinking, like, talking about it out loud, if you could do that co-op, that would be, like, a really awesome experience, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, you can do that. It's not Assassin's Creed at all. Yeah, which is funny because like, there's no there's no, like, stealth in that game, like, you have to go kill a guy on a horse, how are you gonna really stealth that too much? You, like, hide in a bush and hopefully he runs past you. Yeah. Um, maybe anniversary because there's been talks about doing another remake of, the first Gears, which they've already done one, so they might put that one out there. Um, but Gears is so old that, like, people have definitely played Gears because, like, it was out that was, like, a 360 game, you know, like, um, my guess it would maybe be like, what's the owl game that they were pushing? Ori. I'm thinking maybe Ori because they were pushing that forever. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. I didn't even think about that. It was massive. I didn't get into it, but mhm. I'm looking at the list of games right here. Could be Atomic Hearts because that's not on PlayStation. That's been out for a minute. Yeah, and then maybe Forza, some sort of Forza game. No, they have Gran Turismo. It'd be kosher because they have their own thing. Um, Forza has always been known as the better game. Well, in the last few years. Looking at games, Bleeding Edge, of course. I'm just kidding. Grounded. Okay, there you go. That's a even if it was like a yes, that'd be like dumb. It's just like I was supposed to say Deathloop, but that went to PlayStation first. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's funny because Psychonauts was a PlayStation game. Yeah, because that's been out for a minute, and, like, that was like that's a cult classic. I didn't even think about that. That might I mean, that is way more likely. That's like I think that's like the definitive. It's Sea of if like I'd be surprised if it wasn't Sea of Thieves. Yeah. I think they're still updating Master Chief Collection, which I think is crazy. Bad, but like it is like that's wild that they're still doing that because they I just saw they added new armor sets the other day, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, yeah, 5. Mhm. Yeah. And then you gotta think of, like, if they are gonna try to bring stuff to Switch, like, what games can be played on a Switch? Because Infinite definitely can't be played on a Switch, but you might be able to get. Yeah. Because have you ever played, like, Fortnite on a Switch? It's rough. Um, I'm looking at the list here, they figured out all the bullshit with Quantum Break, so Quantum Break might be able to be brought across, and that's a game Xbox Game Studio game that's, because that was they took that off Game Pass for a while because there was weird licensing stuff with music and other bullshit, but they finally brought that back to Game Pass. Um, that's one. Maybe a Tomb Raider game? Maybe because that was always a PlayStation thing, and then wait, do they is Tomb Raider on X? Is that on PlayStation? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember because I know it was pushed heavily on Game Pass, so I couldn't remember if it was. Um, I know, so definitely not. What else do we got? Uh, Maybe a Wasteland game because is that that's for? Okay. Yeah. 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 I mean, that's pretty good. I like that right there. The Ori one is I see High Fight Rush for sure. I think that would be like a great one. Ori, I'm because I'm trying to think of like what other like Xbox games that like because they were pushing Ori heavy and like the Series X was coming out and like the end of the Xbox One life cycle, they were pushing that game. Like they're putting that owl everywhere. They're doing everything. Like I have Ori stuff on my Sea of Thieves ships. They're pushing it. They're pushing it everywhere. Um, do they have Minecraft on? They maybe some sort of Minecraft game like Dungeons or Legends. Is Minecraft on PlayStation? That's the because that would also be up there. I I I think it was before. It is, yeah. So maybe Minecraft Dungeons because I think that's an Xbox exclusive. Minecraft Dungeons is pretty good though. Yeah. Oh, Minecraft Dungeons is on PlayStation. I take it back. Yeah. Yeah. Diablo 4. Mhm. I don't think they're getting rid of Game Pass. I think that's like their moneymaker. That's everything. I think if I was I would see the consoles going away before Game Pass at this point. You know, because I really don't play a ton of games on my Xbox anymore, which it's all I use the PC Game Pass all the time. Like that's how like looking here now, like I pulled up my PC Game Pass, Pal World, which is definitely not coming to PlayStation anytime soon. That's not the game they're talking about. But like Sea of Thieves, I've put like 300 or 400 hours in. Um, I've been playing a little bit of 76. Um, that's on Game Pass. Remnant from the Ashes, I played a little bit. Chivalry 2, I've played a little. I've been playing here or there, but like I got Battlefield 4 on here that I play. Forza, um, Gen Zero I was playing. I really like, but it's really hard to get my friends to play that. Yeah, is I think it's still 15 unless it went up and I've just been paying it. Rough. Yeah, I think it's even more than that. I think that was like their initial thing where it was like there's always 100, but I think there's more now. Insurgency Sandstorm, I was playing a ton of that. When we were like a weird dry spot a few months ago, we were playing a ton of Insurgency Sandstorm. Did you? How was that? Did you get pooped on? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. No. So, what's funny because like, look at the most subbed streamer right now on Twitch, Jinxie. He's a Siege player. He plays a couple other things here and there, but he's a Siege player. And, yeah, and then, like, one of my coworkers, he's my age, he's, like, a year older than me. He plays Xbox a few nights a week, only plays Siege, and I'm like, "Wow." And he's still playing on a 360. Not 360, yeah, Xbox One, and, like, he wants a One, but a Series X. God, even I'm getting fucking confused with the names. He wants a Series X, but it's like that, it's like, oh, he just doesn't wanna spend the money on it. And, also, like, if he were to this is a whole world I've been going into, like, I've been learning about, um, no crossplay on Siege. So you played the other day. Did you play on Xbox? You're only playing with Xbox players, and there's a huge thing. You know how, like, a lot of Xbox games, like, if you play on Xbox, it has mouse and keyboard support, like Warzone, like, almost all the FPSs have mouse and keyboard support for Xbox. I guess Siege does not. So you actually have to get like a third party thing, and if you get caught, you get a lifetime ban. And like the Siege players are very console Siege players are very, very anti mouse and keyboard. They just know where everyone would be. Yeah. This game has been out for like 8 years too, and so like people have been playing it nonstop. I think that's the hardest game to get into right now. One of the hardest games. Interesting. I actually was saying to my buddies the other day, I'm like, "What if we pick up WoW?" They're like, "No," and I was like, "Oh, man, it could be fun." Yeah, because that's like that on its own, I think is like 15-20 bucks to play WoW each month. That would help them too because their player base has been, like, going down forever. I've heard they're making a, controller comparable to PlayStation. They have, like they're gonna have haptic triggers and stuff. Oh, okay. I was looking at my thing the other day, and it was like I forget it was like a sad amount of years. I was like, "Man, I've had live for, like, longer than, like, a lot of these kids have been alive." Like, it's like literally, yeah. Oh, okay. I pulled it up right here. I have how it's the year badge on your profile? 18. 18 years I've had Xbox Live. So, yeah. This one account I've had for 18 years. Like, that's my baby, right? That's literally my literal child. He's all grown up. Hey, I had a red one. I had a Game Boy Pocket. I never had a PS3. Um, for me, I had PlayStation 2. I bought it on September 13th, 2001. I was like, the towers went down, I gotta buy a PS2. Um, that's all. I bought it at Circuit City. I'd been saving up forever. Circuit City, shout out. And and then eventually that PlayStation died. I didn't have a console for a long time, and then I got an Xbox, and then I got it, and then I had a 360, and then I had a one. I bought a PS4 at one point. I actually sold that to a buddy of mine, thinking he would try to play games with us, like some of these crossplay games. Silent. He won't play games with us. And and it's funny because he's like we've offered to buy him a console. We'll all pool together, and he won't play with us. Yeah, he a good buddy of ours. He will not play with us. And I got a launch Series X because I was like I got in somehow, and I was like I might as well do it. And then like I kind of regretted it because I have my PC. And so I might actually we've been we're putting together a PC for my girlfriend, so we're looking at parts. So we're looking at them today, and I'm like, I might actually get a new CPU for my computer. Start upgrading that because I'm getting a little bottlenecking because I have a 4070 Ti graphics card. So I don't know, we'll see what happens with that. I have a Switch too. Yeah, it's yeah. Hmm. Oh, it's yeah. Hmm. Which is funny because like like PlayStation is so huge. I don't know that many people that are like PlayStation guys. Most of the people I know are like they are on the Xbox ecosystem. Yeah, PlayStation. Yeah, you're fighting off for the spread democracy from Super Earth. So I've been playing it. This past weekend, they did a free multiplayer weekend, which is just like a free play weekend. And big thing for this game, it's only $40. Unless like this era that everything's $70, it's a $40 game. Yeah. Mhm. But a weird perspective thing, Pal World, they hit like 22.2 million concurrent players. They've only hit the highest Helldivers has hit is 335, but it could have been higher because their servers they ran out of capacity. They didn't expect people to like love the game. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. And it's been very vocal that like the reason why a lot of these games haven't come to PlayStation is that like PlayStation's just like I don't want it. Oh, do they? It might be time. Well, a couple weeks ago, new PlayStation, they had their whatever games thing, their showcase, and the only thing takeaway I got from that, I didn't see anything else come out, is the new Death Stranding game, and that's going to be another PlayStation exclusive, um, which I'm excited for because I love the first one. That's on Game Pass now, but I loved the first one, so it's on PC now, so who cares? so, so it just popped up playing Helldivers 2. I'm like, one of my friends. Yeah, the same thing with The Last of Us. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, the show's really good. Uh huh. The PC port's all fucked up, so I was gonna buy it, but the PC port, I guess, is absolute dog shit. So yeah. Well, how long have you had your like newly upgraded PC? Like a year? Yeah. So for real? Been that long? Oh, because it feels like yesterday you were like, I don't know if I made a mistake. Not making fun of you, but you know what I mean. Because so like I only bring that up because my girlfriend was like almost bought parts today, and she's like, "Should I do this? Is my making a mistake?" Oh, she's buying it right now. Never mind. She just said that. So Got a little visit from the puppy. Yeah, yeah. What are you gonna give me? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's also who it's like everyone wants to make money. How do they make the most money? Yeah, yeah, yep. You play the first one on PC. I actually, I've been interested in that. I just haven't done it. You're part of the Epic Games Store. Yeah. The one positive I did see with the whole like rumors of the Xbox not making consoles anymore is like a lot of PlayStation people are like, no, 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 we need it, or else PlayStation's gonna suck. They're gonna stop up. They're like, they're no, we need it. We need the competition. We're gonna make these games that are like not stand up to like the games from 10 years ago, but people are still gonna play them and like them. Got my Switch right here. You know, I haven't played it in like some time, but oh, another thing is I've been looking at the new Quest 3. Um, yeah, I have a Quest 1, but that thing is like super outdated. There are a lot of games that I can't play that are out on the Quest right now. So I've been looking at the Quest 3 that has integrated Xbox connection. So you can play your Xbox on the Quest. I wanted to bring that up. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's like the whole meta is like really and from what I like they're talking about, like the new Apple headset that just came out, right? People love it, right? But it's $3,500. And dude, that's so expensive. And you can't play games on it pretty much, Like whereas like there's been a lot of comparisons between the new Meta the Quest 3 and the Apple one. The Apple one is clearly better, but they're like it's not $3,000 better. And you can't play like the same amount of games because that's like really the only reason why I'd have it is to play games. And I actually really like VR, but the problem with the Quest One is that I don't get motion sickness, but like it hurts my eyes because the fidelity just wasn't there yet. So like I would like to try a Quest 3, and if it's there, I'm like that's like all I needed because like I would play it for like an hour or two, and my eyes would just hurt, and it wasn't um it yeah. It's not as alarming as it is, and now especially through they have the newer ones have better pass through because like the pass through on the Quest, it was really bad, and like they started making updates where it had some pass through, but like say with the new one, you can have like with you're gonna play Xbox, you would set it, you can move it around, but you would have a set screen, so like you're like have it like a monitor or a giant TV, and then you can look around. And you're like looking at the room like it would normally be, and you're jump like say you're in a room with no TV. Now you have a TV. So it's really they're really trying to push that augmented reality, which I guess like the Apple one is like is killer at it. I guess that one is like it's very good. but it's $3,500. The Quest is 500. Like, yeah, is it? Yeah. And then, but like, you could build an like top, like not top line, but like near top line PC right now for $2,000. That always goes with the console. We didn't even talk about this. It's like the call console wars, and it's like I'm a PC gamer. Like, ugh. So it's always the joke. It's like I could build a PC better than the console. But I'm like, could you build a better PC than a console for console price? Because yeah, you can't buy. You could buy a 4060 right now for $400, right? A graphics card, and that is only going to hit 1080p. That's not even hitting 1440 or 4K. That's 1080p, like really not any higher. You could maybe, but still, yeah. And then you're everything on top of that too. So you're, yeah. Hmm. I can't use a controller anymore. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's how I was, yeah, when I first did it. Yeah. uh, someone called me a someone called me a C9 last night, or it's someone that like leaves the objective. I had to look it up. Because it was literally like we were losing. We were about to lose, and I was like, I had to run past this guy to get to the point, and it was like, and I just was like, said fuck it, and I killed him. It was a Zenyatta, and he's like, dude, you like, there's no reason why you had to kill me. What a C9, and like, I was just like, oh, he killed. Why did you have to kill me? Like, I was just laughing. I was like, dude, there was no way I was going to get to the point. I was literally the only person there. Everyone else died. Like, oh, he called, yeah, and it's quick play. It was quick play. Like my whole thing is like no one and all this time that I played ranked, not a ton of time. Grant, you're not like you. No one has ever been toxic in a ranked game. You played a lot more. But like the only time we ever run into toxicity is in quick play, which is we always laugh at that. Yeah. Yeah. If you mhm. There was so I guess I hate to say this, but like my main DPS I use is Soldier. I love Soldier. I can it's someone I figured out I can play with him well. Um, I love the mobility of him. Um, but we were playing quick play because and I was just using Ash, and I was like doing all right. And then I was playing another soldier, and then like I was like, whatever, I'll just switch to soldier because we lost the round before that, and I was like, oh, let's like catch back up. And first kill, I killed the other soldier. It was the other person was a soldier, and I just went grenade first dead, and then he went, what a switch up, you got me. Like like open chat, just type that in, and I'm like, I think that's funny that like like that's like a good reaction, and there's you don't see that a lot in that game. Yeah, yeah. And then by the time it processes, the game is over, so they can't say anything. Yeah. That's what was the C9 thing. He, like, said it as the game ended, and I was like, "What?" I had to look it up, and then I was like, "Dude, there was no way I was getting to the point." Yeah. 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 I like that. No, I like that. I need to finish Pal World. I have to finish Pal World. It's funny, my buddy just messed a different buddy just like, "Hey, you wanna play some Helldivers?" What'd he say? Dive into some hell? Question mark. Yeah, yeah. It's hectic. It's hard. It's a hard game, especially it's like the team damage, that's all fun. My buddy who just messaged me, the last, like, 4 extracts I had with him, he killed me on all 4 of the extracts. So, like yeah, so it's just funny. It's just, like, heck it's crazy. Yeah. Fuck 'em! Yeah.